first tell us what would you like to say about CPEC project?
Well, CPEC is a very popular term. Everybody is asking. And some people say that the CPEC is losing steam. But I just want to tell you that, CPEC is doing very well. And the first phase has completed. And more than 50 projects now is commissioned and put into operation. And the second phase of CPEC now is underway. And if we say that the first phase is G2G, the government to government, okay? But for the second phase is B2B, business to business. So that is two different features. And for the first phase that, we have concentrated on infrastructure, like highways, like, railways, like airport, seaport, and all those. And of course, energy. Energy also is, forms a very important part of CPEC phase 1. And I think the most important thing that for the first phase, that the Chinese side has helped Pakistan, to construct a number of power plants. And these power plants, some are hydro, some are thermal, some are windmills, some are solar, solar farms, and there were 2 nuclear power plants also commissioned during the first phase. So all these, energy projects now is serving and operating well and serving Pakistan's economy. But people are asking, we have so many power plants, but now why we have a load shedding? Happens so often. I think this of course has something to do with the power plants, because the power plants don't have enough coal, okay? And the international market price for coal is so high, and it's difficult. And secondly is gas. Gas is not enough. So that is the general idea of the phase 1. And phase 2 will be focusing on agriculture and industry cooperation. And I think that the special economic zones will be the main area for cooperation between our two countries. And of course, the special economic zones not only open for Chinese investors, but also for investors across the world. Okay, and so I think that the second phase will be more, business to business, and to open more values for employment, for cooperation between our two countries. And
So here I want to ask you one more question, which I have. That how do you do and how do you deal with pressure and stressful situations?
Yes, in the past more than 2 years, when the pandemic is with us, I think that that is a common problem that companies are facing. Okay, not only in Pakistan but across the whole world. And the Chinese companies, working on CPEC projects, they tried their best to mitigate the negative impacts by pandemic, and also by the disruption of the supply chains and production chains. And as you know, that doing business in Pakistan, we have to face another issue of security. Okay, security is not that favorable, and so despite of all these difficulties, the Chinese companies tried their best to push forward the implementation of these projects. and of course in collaboration with Pakistani counterparts. And I'd like to take the opportunity to express our gratitude to Pakistani federal government and the provincial governments for their assistance, cooperation, and understanding. And especially when foreign companies are working here, doing business, and we need the basic support from the local partners, and we always have that assistance and help. So we are very grateful for that. Yes.
The day before yesterday, I mean, you had two very important meetings. One with the Inspector General of Police, IGs, and the second one was with the Chief Minister. So, are you satisfied with the present security system now in Karachi, especially?
As I mentioned just now, that security is a big issue here, not only for the business but also for the Chinese nationals, like the teachers. They sacrifice their lives here. And terrorism is a common menace of the whole world. Is our common enemy. We should, fight together and working together to eliminate this kind of menace.
Yes. Sorry, one initial promise. SSU, Special Security Unit, are working with you. They are so much equipped and so much intelligent and so much hard worker. They are working with you.
The whole
Special Security Unit, SSU.
Yeah. I mean, let me introduce that. Security is the issue, but when the security issues problems happened, and how do we deal with it? And when the KU terrorist attack happened, and your federal government and provincial government formed an investigation team. Formed a team to investigate. Okay, and so far, according to yesterday's press release by the provincial government, and the prime suspect has been caught, and now is under investigation.
Yes.
And the investigation has made some progress. So we are, generally speaking, we are very satisfied with this process, and the good results is due to the hard working by the intelligence and especially the counterterrorism department, and they try their best. So they're working together with the Chinese side, and we hope that the case will be soon closed, and the main other suspects will be, booked. And that's number one. Number two, that after the terrorist attack, that your federal and provincial government has strengthened the security protection of the Chinese companies and the Chinese nationals in my consulate area, and especially the send more police forces, rangers to protect our projects and the Chinese nationals. So they did very well. And thirdly, that your federal and provincial government has come up with a mechanism to how to improve the security environment and how to streamline the measures of protection of the Chinese, and especially to identify the movement, the location of the Chinese nationals. So that is the third one. The fourth one, that is when we come to Karachi, I think that IGP's office is working very hard. His Excellency Mr. Ghulam Labi Mayman, yeah, he's so professional, and under his strong leadership, that the Sindh police has working very hard, and especially now that with the supported by the provincial government, especially the chief minister, a safe city program has been set up, and it will be implemented in the next around 1 year. That some cameras will be set up, and software, hardware will be put in place, and in this way that they will have a better surveillance and surveillance of the area, and to guard against some happenings. Yeah, please.
So, sir, tell us why is it so hard to get Chinese visa?
No, now
Not
why
that
the
easy.
Chinese visa is difficult because of pandemic. Okay, before the pandemic, I think not much complaint. Because the pandemic that we are just tightened the application process. Because if you, for example, if I issue visa for you, and when you arrive in China, you will be quarantined for 21 days. Will you go?
Yeah.
You are allowed to go.
Nobody interested.
Yeah, you are allowed to go. Okay.
Of course.
So I think that maybe that is because of pandemic that and we have strengthened the measures, and only those necessary people, the need go to travel to China, like in the emergency situation, like a meeting with their family members, and doing some very important jobs, and like diplomats, like your engineers. We have so many corporations going on, and like those people go to China to see doctors, and we all give visa. But because the quarantine is a very troublesome issue, so that's why maybe people are complaining this. Before the pandemic, as the generally speaking, our visa measures is so very relaxed. My consulate has been facilitating the visa applications, and for ordinary Pakistani to apply for visa, they have to apply from the Jerry's visa application
Jerry,
center.
yes.
Yeah,
Now we are
and
in contact with
yes, through that office, then we will issue visa. And for business community, and it's very simple. Yes.
Excellency, just tell about the banana growth project and the plantation. So this is the very important because for our viewers.
Yeah.
I have already told.
Okay. You see that in the past few decades, the Chinese scientists, with the initiation by both governments, we have been cooperating with each other in a very big way. That means we are doing joint researches, okay? And the main purpose is to increase the quantity and the quality of the products, like rice. Pakistan rice, you have basmati and non-basmati. Okay,
Basmati.
basmati rice, we call it is a longer rice. Longer rice is good for biryani.
Do you like biryani?
Well, of course, I like it. But we Chinese people like more sticky rice. So non-basmati.
Right.
So non-basmati, but compared with the quantity and quality that in most of the Southeast Asia countries, Pakistan's is lower, quantity is lower. So in the past few decades, the Chinese government has dispatched teams of Chinese experts to working in Pakistan, especially in Punjab and Sindh province, the paddy fields. and help the Pakistan side to, renovate the technologies, especially to improve the hybrid rice. Hybrid rice, and these are also basmati or non-basmati. So now the quantity and the quality is much improved. So Pakistan now is export a large quantity of rice to China, And besides the rice, that we are also doing wheat, and also to recently there is a team which is working in Gwadar, and they invented one variety of bananas, and which is used to the local weather, local soil, desert soil, and especially it need less watering. So after more than 3 years research, now that banana now is widely planted in Gwadar and in my consulate. Yesterday we planted 20 of them, and the quantity is huge, and the taste is much sweeter than the ordinary bananas, and the size is much bigger, maybe 3 times or 4 times bigger than the ordinary one. So I think that the quantity is huge. That will increase the production, especially in Balochistan. Balochistan is a vastly, region, and without proper supply of water. Okay, rainfall there is also very real. So in this way, that we think that maybe Balochistan farmers will benefit a lot from this new variety of bananas.
And what is your favorite fruit?
Fruit is mango. Thank you for the mango.
Because the king
I like
of
mango.
fruit.
This year, the mango is really fruit is,
Okay, sir. Thank you so much
Thank you.
to give us precious time of your.
Yeah.
And thank you again.
Thank you. Please give my say hello to all the audience from Voice of Nation.
Voice of Nation.
Yeah, I thank the Voice of Nation to interview me here today. And I have been here more than 2.5 years, and I really enjoyed the friendship and
Frontline.
lovely stay in Karachi. And even the weather is so hot, but similar like the weather in Bangladesh and in India. And I already get used to this. And especially the people are so friendly, and always provide cooperation for me. For especially they always assist the Chinese companies and the Chinese nationals to carry out their duties here. So we thank all our audience, and let's working together to make this relations even stronger. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
वॉइस ऑफ नेशन की वीडियोस देखने के लिए हमारा चैनल सब्सक्राइब कीजिए और बेल के आइकॉन पर क्लिक कीजिए ताकि आप हमारी तमाम आने वाली वीडियो से बाखबर रह सकें।